We can also perform operations with units of measurement. We can add and subtract units of measurements. The key to remember when doing such an operation is that you must add and subtract units that are the same. Therefore, you must add feet with feet, inches with inches, minutes with minutes, seconds with seconds. We'll demonstrate this with an example. If we are given a measurement problem which requires us to add 2 hours 5 minutes and 3 hours 45 minutes. Remember, the key is that we must add hours with hours and minutes with minutes. Therefore, I arrange the problem so that can happen. 2 hours 5 minutes, 3 hours 45 minutes. And I go ahead and I add. If I add 5 minutes to 45 minutes, I get 50 minutes. And when I add 2 hours and 3 hours, I get 5 hours. Simple. Another problem might not be quite so simple. Here's another example. I am asked to add 18 minutes, 40 seconds, with 25 minutes and 28 seconds. Again, the idea remains exactly the same. Make sure that we add the seconds with the seconds and the minutes with the minutes. Therefore, I set up my problem so that can easily happen. 18 minutes, 40 seconds, 25 minutes, 28 seconds. And I go ahead and I add. Now notice what happens here. If I add 40 seconds to 28 seconds, I get 68 seconds. Recognize that 68 seconds is 1 minute and 8 seconds left back. Therefore, the 8 seconds that is left back, I will write down that 8 seconds. The 1 minute that develops, I carry it over to the minutes, because again, the principle is you always add and subtract things that are similar. Again, 40 seconds plus 28 seconds give me 68 seconds. But 68 seconds is the same thing as 1 minute, 8 seconds, because 60 seconds is 1 minute. And from there now I continue. 1 plus 18 plus 25, that is 44 minutes. Okay, here's a subtraction. In this subtraction problem, I am told 7 weeks, 3 days, and I'm going to subtract 4 weeks, 5 days from that. Again, the principle remains exactly the same. We must do weeks with weeks, and we must do days with days. Therefore, 7 weeks, 3 days, minus 4 weeks, 5 days. And I'm going to subtract. If I'm subtracting this problem, notice what happens. 3 minus 5, I cannot. I need to borrow from the week. So I go over to the 7 weeks and I borrow a week. If I borrow 1 week, the 7 now becomes 6 weeks. The 1 week that I borrow comes over here. But notice when it comes over here, the 1 week changes into days. So 1 week is the same thing as 7 days. Therefore, the 7 days combined with the 3 days that I had, and now I have 10 days up here. Once again, notice what happens. If you borrow a week, when the week comes over to the days column, that week will change into 7 days. The 7 days must combine with the 3 days that you had, and in total now you have 10 days. Now I can go ahead and subtract. 10 days minus 5 days give me 5 days. And 6 weeks minus 4 weeks give me 2 weeks. So we can perform operations where we are adding and subtracting units of measurements.